tigers may soon be extinct. How do we save them and other endangered species? Well, here's an idea. Let's eat them. Wild tigers are disappearing. There were once 100,000 of these grand animals. Today, just a few thousand survive. They're disappearing because poachers kill them for their skins. And mostly, they get crushed tiger bone, which is made into a paste that's supposed to kill pain.
We have a situation here.
Harrison Ford does public service announcements to support the international ban on the sale of exotic animal products.
When the buying stops, the killing can too. Case closed.
But the case isn't closed because outlawing buying and selling hasn't worked. The international ban's been in effect 33 years, but the population of wild tigers has continued to shrink. This tiger is in New York's Bronx Zoo.
If we continue the current approach of no killing, no trading, I think the tiger is doomed.
Terry Anderson of PERC, the Property and Environment Resource Center, points out that governments have repeatedly failed when they tried to save animals by banning their sale. PERC says the opposite. Let people own wild animals, farm them, and sell them.
Hi, guys.
That's what saved the bison. High in the mountains of Montana, Pam and Craig Knowles raise bison.
Hey, Wooly Bully.
Did you give him oats?
Yeah, I gave him some.
Millions of these animals once roamed America, but 100 years ago they were almost extinct. Why? Because no one owned them. No ranchers like the Knowles had an incentive to protect them. People just killed them and sold their hides.
There were a few trappers who saw what was going on and said, this is wrong. Here's an animal that could provide the entire country with meat.
So people began to fence bison in and eat them. Now America has 500,000 bison. That's a way to save animals. Does America have a shortage of chickens? No, because we eat them. Do we have a shortage of minks? No, because people have a reason to protect them. Of course, Hollywood portrays people who own rare animals as evil.
They got tiger meat, bush meat, monkey brains, albino cobras, anything you want.
Obviously, this must be stopped. But this is simple-minded. Look at the real world. In Africa, rhinos were disappearing. Poachers killed them for their horns. African governments banned poaching, but this did little good.
We're talking about countries, governments, and police forces that are often involved in the poaching.
Some government game wardens took bribes or slept on the job.
It was a complete failure. Wildlife was disappearing everywhere. Species were disappearing from large areas.
Brian Child spent years in Africa trying to save the rhino. What finally worked, he said, was letting landowners own them and make money off tourism. Suddenly, each tribe had skin in the game, an incentive to protect its own rhinos. Those indifferent security guards became fierce protectors of their tribal rhinos. Terry Anderson asked one,
What happens if you catch a poacher? Do you kill him? He said, no, we don't kill them. We just beat them up badly enough they go back to their village and don't ever come back. These people don't tolerate poaching because they want to keep the animals alive. They allow hunting, they allow photography. That is the way to save wildlife.
And it's worked.
There's a lot more rhinos alive on private land, where there were no rhinos 50 years ago, 40 years ago.
Right now in China, thousands of tigers survive only because some tiger farms protect them. These farms exist because their owners hope that next year the Chinese government will lift its ban on tiger sales. But that would be terrible, say groups like Conservation International. Judy Mills is their wildlife trade advisor. Why not let people have tiger farms?
There is no need to farm tigers.
But why not allow people to? At least we'll have some tigers.
Let me tell you about a survey that we did recently in China, which showed that 90% of Chinese people actually support the ban.
Well, it's nice that they said that, but half the people in your own poll also said that they'd consumed products that they thought contained tiger.
We know that Chinese people believe that having a bottle of tiger bone wine in the cupboard, is a nice thing to have around in case somebody has some aches and pains.
So what does it matter if they say, we like the ban, but we're going to use it still?
They support the ban and they see the greater good in keeping the ban in place.
Your method isn't working.
Our method is working, but to a certain degree it hasn't had a chance to work.
How long can we wait? Mills claims the ban's worked in America. It is illegal now even to sell medicines that pretend to contain tiger parts. But even in relatively law-abiding America, we easily found these products in my town. Your head's in the sand. Dream on.
The bans have worked tremendously. By my calculations, more than 2,000 tigers are still alive in the wild today because of the ban.
Oh, please. Thousands more have vanished because people are not allowed to own and sell tigers. It's quite the conceit that a few conservation groups think a government decree can get 1 billion plus people to just change their culture.
The demand is there by people for thousands of years who have felt that this is a useful medicinal product for them. That isn't going to go away.
So it makes sense that farming tigers will meet that demand. But Judy Mills wants no part of that.
You didn't drink the Kool-Aid with these people at Perk, did you?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
I found them totally convincing. Because I don't think you can stop human nature. I think the evidence is that where they farmed animals, they have kept them alive.
Believing that farming tigers and reopening trade in their products will somehow save wild tigers is magical thinking.
Magical thinking? No. It's already worked with elephants in Botswana, rhinos in southern Africa, and the bison in America.
So to save animals, eat them and sell them?
If we make animals a marketable product, they will be saved.